drawings, we now have a new leader type, a spline leader. So if I select this view and come down here to more properties there, you see that I can do the new spline leader. That will change all those into splines instead of lines. And then of course we have, it makes them style splines, so it gives us some flexibility on how those are controlled. You know, we can move those around as well. Next is our angle geometry. So we no longer need to create construction geometry for our angle dimensions. So we now have the ability to simply select this line here, and then I can come down here and select the vertex as my second selection, and then basically choose the arrow that I would have in the past created a construction line for. So if I choose this one here, you can see we can, of course, apply the angle to anything based on that reference. I can select that quadrant, and we also have the ability to show the experimentary angle, or we can look at the vertically opposite angle. So the experimentary would, be the 360 minus the 22.4, or if we do vertically opposite, it drops it down on this end, and then of course we can line that up with the dimension that we already have there. Another thing is the revision table has been updated to give us this little button here to add a quick revision for our revision notes. So if I click that, you can see that it creates a revision, and then I can now start placing my revision symbols. Place that one there, and say that one there. And notice that it is telling us what zone, drawing zones that we're in. So our drawing zone D4 is for that symbol, and then we also have one in D5 for this symbol. So those are automatically inserted based on the zone lines that are now set in the sheet format. And then of course if we move this up to say E5, you see that this automatically updates to be E5. So the zone lines down here, you can see the zone lines now kind of show the different zones on my drawing. Again, this is controlled in the sheet format, and it allows us to use these zones for notes and any annotations that we're creating. We can also do location labels for kind of parent-child views. So if I do a location label here on this detail view, you can see that it's telling me where that detail view is. It's on sheet 1 in zone B1, which is right here. Okay. Now, if I click on this one, you can see that the parent to this detail view is on sheet 1 in C4. So it's located, up here is kind of the center. C4, it's kind of hard with this low resolution, but C4 is where the center is. So it tells us where that is, and these automatically update. So if I move the detail view to sheet 2, you can see that this one updates for me, saying that the child to this detail went to sheet 2 and is now located at B1. Another option we have is our decimal rounding options. Notice here we have 68.3. We now can control our document property in our units here. We can control the decimal rounding. We can round half away from 0, half towards 0, round half to even, or truncate without rounding. So if we do round half to even, this dimension here, which is actually 68.25, will actually round down to, it will round down, so here it is, 68.25, and then if I you see that it rounds down. So the 68.25 rounds halfway down to the even value there. Another thing is over here, we see we have this view with some nice center marks in here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add some holes that will, or change one of these holes here that will sort of put our center mark into dangling. So let me edit this part, and the new thing they've added is open part in position. So it will actually open this part in that view. So you see it opens it right in that view. And then if I edit this sketch down here that defines my hole position, I can delete that and then say add a point up here and maybe add one down here. And then I can go ahead and exit, come back to my drawing, and you can see that now my drawing has gone dangling, or my center mark has gone dangling and turned yellow here. So now if we simply right click here, I can say reattach, and then select one of the holes that it should be reattached to, and you see that now that center mark has it, or is no longer dangling. And then I can also, if I right click on my center mark, I can say add to center mark set. So my new hole that I created, I can select that to add that center mark, and we can do the radial lines as well to sort of give us those nice center marks showing all of our holes there. Another thing is with our notes over here. Oftentimes there's notes that we don't want our vendors seeing or something like that. So SolidWorks has added the ability to control what prints in our or what layers will print or not. So if we put these notes on our security layer, you'll see that our security layer is set not to print. It might be a little hard to see, but it's not colored in, so it's not going to print. So if we hit OK, and then if I go into a print, I can do a print preview, and you see that those notes aren't going to print because they're now on that security layer. So you can put different views on the security layer if you like as well. And then the last thing here in the drawings is the zoom options. I just did a zoom to fit actually. But let's say we move a view off of our sheet. We have this option to zoom to fit, which will get any views that are off our sheet. Oftentimes this can help us find a view that may be way off in space. We just do a zoom to fit to find that. But they also have a new zoom to sheet, which allows us to zoom to just the sheet, really discarding any of the views that are off the